Today on Suncoast View, Manatee kids are back to school and the buses are back on the roads, but they need more drivers. We'll discuss.
And it's an out-of-the-world experience at Sarasota's Urbanite Theater. We'll preview their new play, Pilgrims.
And we'll meet the star sopranos heading to the Suncoast as a part of the Sarasota Opera's Fall and Winter Festival season. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to Veronica Brandon Miller from Goodwill. Great to have you here.
Thank you. I love coming on.
So I have to ask, because I ask every time, is that top from Goodwill?
The top is not, but this is.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Oh, this really
see
cool
the tassels?
She's even got matching shoes.
Oh,
This is
yes.
amazing.
And that was a mistake because I ordered red on Amazon and it came back orange. I'm like, what am I going to wear that with?
But this is like,
So she bought an outfit for the shoe.
we just did a fashion show this week about how to be on trend this year, and
yes.
tassels were on it.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, you got it going on.
And ask me how much.
How much?
$5.99.
That's amazing. Back to school
yeah.
shopping at Goodwill. Count me in. That is great. All right, Bo Beth, welcome back. I missed you. Yes. Are you really?
I really am.
Oh.
I couldn't take one more day of it.
Wild, huh?
Do you know why you're happy to be back? Because it's Thursday, and you only have to do it for 2 days, which is the perfect time to come back. So, well, we do have a
there
little
you
picture
are.
of what you couldn't take anymore. You look stunning. I will let you say what you were up to.
So this is it's a festival called Crop Over. It's in Barbados, and it's a yearly thing that has gone back decades, going back to when they used to have their crops done, and this was a celebration of the crop season being done, and everyone that had worked so hard would just go and celebrate.
Kind of like Carnival, right?
Yeah. So you have, I wish I had brought my feathers. So you have the feather costume.
Oh, you can bring them tomorrow.
Yes, we want to see this.
So you have the feather costume, and we had a group, we call ourselves now Soca Bandits, because we've decided we're going to go to all the Soca festivals. But they, it was 20 of us, all women, and
all decked out.
We just made Barbados our home for the last couple days. It was
Did you see Rihanna?
Experience. Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm glad I asked.
So we were on the same, so how the festival works is you're on a truck and you're following a band that's playing. She was on the same truck that we were on.
Wait, do you have
That's
pictures with
very cool.
Rihanna?
I don't have pictures with her, but I have pictures of her on the truck, and then when she
And
got
her
off
yellow
the
hair?
truck dancing, and we were like literally right there.
Oh, she was all over Twitter and Instagram. She was
yes.
all over.
What
And
does
then
she really look like close up?
She was beautiful. And I was
thought
just
so.
amazed that we picked the right truck. Like, you know, because who knew?
All right, well, I am now anxious to get more details
Yeah,
about
it was
this.
an
So
amazing
we're
I want to
experience.
see those pictures.
I know. I think I want a segment with pictures and feathers. So
All right, come on.
All right. So see, we have to wait till you come back to ask
To make sure you
politely.
had a good time.
Well, right, and to make
And
sure that
didn't
it was,
lose your feathers.
No, I didn't. I made sure they got on the plane safely.
because that's hard to travel with. It's
Yes.
like a big old getup.
Yep, and I have small ones. There's some that are huge. Like,
amazing.
They got
How
taken.
fun.
Those got taken in customs.
You take the most interesting trips. I got to tell you, I'm
know.
impressed. All right, I can't wait to learn
I'll tell
more.
you all about it later.
Let's see who is in the kitchen today. We welcome back Chef Mark from Finn's at Sharky's on the Pier. Mark, what are we making?
Good morning. Today we're going to do golden tilefish, fresh from the Gulf of Mexico. And we're going to pan sear it with a little chive and lemon butter. I'm going to serve it with a lemongrass couscous and a watermelon mango tropical salad.
Ooh, all right. You have us interested now. And I understand you have some cool changes on the way at Finn's.
Well, at Sharky's, our mothership restaurant,
Right.
we're remodeling our old bathrooms that are part of the original bait house on the beach. So they're going to be renovated, air conditioned, all brand new, access from inside the building. So if you've eaten there before,
Right.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Nothing better than an air-conditioned bathroom.
Exactly, and not having to go out in the heat to get there. So,
Yeah.
all right, good. Well, we look forward to those changes as well. And, you know, it is Throwback Thursday. We don't always celebrate that. But when you put stuff out on social media and we find it, we do. So, Veronica, we're celebrating Throwback Thursday with you.
Oh, yeah.
Which one are you? And tell us what you're up to.
Oh, a fancy. Look at that. Do you remember suspenders when they were
Oh, that's
in
your
style?
No.
I do.
Welcome back, Cutter, or whatever. And then the hat. Do you like the hat? How about the little brooch with the?
Oh, I see.
Do you
I do remember
I
brooches.
do, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
you were very pretty.
Are those your sisters? Your-
No,
just
just
friends?
college friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, you were
1988.
so cute.
1988.
You're on trend then.
That's right on trend, as you are today with tassels. Well, it is time for our first hot topic, and Manatee County roads a bit busier today with kids back to school, but help with bus transportation is needed. The district says they don't have enough school bus drivers. This is actually a national problem. USA Today reports that every company they surveyed in the country reported some level of driver shortage, relatively low salaries, and that split day schedule with the morning and afternoon shifts are the biggest challenges. Plus, an improving economy offers better paying transportation jobs in other fields. You know, I was thinking about this for us locally. It seems like that wouldn't be a bad retirement job.
Oh, I think that'd be the hardest job in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't
drive
think it's a
2
bad
kids
time.
around. I could not do that. You've got all those lives, all those noisy people.
All those noisy
Oh, that would
yeah.
be like the worst thing. And all those crazy drivers around you.
The drivers do cite stress as a concern.
I was wondering how come you left that off the list.
Stress.
Like the kids are loud and
Yes.
bad.
No, they're not all bad.
Well, you can't look back and forward at the same time.
But think about your
That's a big
elementary
problem.
school bus driver. As a grandma, you know, those
I
little
remember
kids.
I
saying,
remember
"Sit
them.
down,
Sit down and
Linda."
be quiet.
I'm trying to romanticize this, people. I'm trying to help you out.
And kids smell.
Not till they're 10.
Oh.
Oh my God.
That's middle and high school. Now, you could not pay me 6 figures to drive a bus of my middle school son around.
Oh,
You
I
could
wouldn't
not.
drive any bus. I'd be so scared something would
But the
happen.
little ones, they love you. They bring your flowers, and they're
And
so
then you stop quick and
thing
they
is-
all fall on the floor.
No, the thing is, oh gosh, the thing is, it's not all of them. It's just that one that almost like, you know, when you have that bad apple, just like
Yes,
makes everyone
yes.
All
else.
right, my apologies to Manatee County. I gave it a
We
legit
did
try.
not help
I
a bit.
really
We
did.
not. But you're heroes if you're a bus driver.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
We admire you because we can't do it.
I
We
tried.
do.
Well, all right, we'll try with a different one. There are worker shortages for construction companies as well. And again, the problem is not unique to here. Companies say many skilled workers left the state during the housing crash 10 years ago. The View, for example, in downtown Sarasota, its completion date's delayed several months because of the labor shortage. There's just simply not as many workers. Companies are competing with each other to hire, which then causes a cost problem. Schools are now emphasizing the technical trades earlier to build a more stable workforce. How do we encourage this next generation that being an electrician is a great skill?
Well, we've gone back because so many times you see people pushing their kids to college and not necessarily to trade. So I would encourage children, you know, what would you like to go into, and not dwarf them if they want to go into a trade.
Because not everyone likes college or succeeds.
Well,
I was
no,
just thinking what a
well-versed-
good thing this is for construction workers.
Yeah.
Now they're getting paid a decent wage. Now they can really be proud of what they do.
True.
I mean, but a well-versed society should have a combination of jobs. You can't just have everyone working in an office, because who's going to build the office? Who's going to
Right.
maintain that office?
I
Who's
agree.
going to do? So you need a variety of different things, and I think that's where we have lost the focus. We just started focusing on higher level education, not realizing a lot of the other jobs are still needed, and we have to maintain those.
And you know,
things.
they've cut out some of the classes. Like, I remember being in middle school, I had to take shop. I think we called it industrial arts. It was a nightmare for me. I am not good at that.
I loved it. I cut up a lot.
Well, yeah, you're Bob Vila, so I mean, that's what we call her. But like, my children have not taken shop, have not had any exposure to that. I am not handy. I do not own Bobest Power Tools. So my son probably can't operate a drill, I'm sad to say, and I probably should do something about that. But so I see how this generation is missing that.
I think what happened, though, is there were very skilled workers, and then came the downturn, and they had no jobs. They had to go
Scared
into
everyone.
other jobs, and they're afraid to do that again.
I agree.
Because it does go up and down
Right.
and up and down.
Well, right
Like
now,
all
they're
jobs,
needed.
because ours do too.
So what happens when they start focusing on that again, and then the housing crisis comes back, or something like that happens, and then you lose that need?
Well, it's location based. I mean, right now, I don't think there's any doubt with the baby boomer aging the way they are, people are coming here. So here is a great place to be
Well,
a skilled
if you
worker.
look at
Well, I've been
Florida's
looking for a
history.
skilled handyman for 2 years.
I
Oh, I know
and
somebody.
I can't find one.
All right, so we count on Oprah to share her favorite things with us. We have for years. Well, now she's sharing her favorite foods. A line of healthy comfort food by Oprah is headed to supermarket shelves. It's called Oh, That's Good, and they are described as indulgences with a healthy twist. Maybe mashed potatoes with added cauliflower, 3-cheese pasta made with butternut squash. The heat and eat prepared foods are promised to be affordable, accessible, and beneficial. And Linda, I thought of you.
Well, she has a chef. Come on. I have a book written by her chef.
But here's the thing. I know you buy frozen meals.
I do,
and eat
and
them all the time because you don't like to cook.
That's going to be filling up my cart, believe
This would
me.
be a great, you know, great just thing to add into the mix.
Yeah, well, it's something you can turn to. If you want to cheat, you can have that cauliflower shrimp or whatever it was. Cauliflower mashed potatoes.
Right, because you want the carb, but you want a healthy carb.
wanna be healthy
I'll
about
tell you, I think about you a lot because I have never done a lot of frozen convenience foods, but now that I've got teenagers, I'm trying to get them to eat independently a little bit more when I'm not around, and I've been buying them. They make some really good convenience foods. I mean,
Yeah,
this
well,
stuff is well
I cooked for 6
made.
people for a long time. I had 4 children in my house that I had to feed every day. After that was gone and my husband was gone, there's just me.
I wouldn't
turned to
cook
that
either.
frozen
Decided I'm
food,
not cooking
and
anymore.
I'm going to be right behind Oprah for her frozen things. I read all her books. Why shouldn't I
Why
eat all
shouldn't
of
you
her
eat her
food?
food? Absolutely. All right, well, here's a study that is no surprise to us. Women's brains are more active than men's, especially in 2 key areas: handling focus and self-control, and managing mood disorders. So no more cracks about moody women. Researchers say it is the largest functioning brain study ever found. And it found that blood flow is increased to women's brains and more activity is found in the regions that affect mood and focus. These findings are very important in treating disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But I tried to step back and think about it a little bit. Women do 12 things at once pretty much all the time. So it doesn't surprise me that our brains have more going on in terms of focus.
I think everything is practice. Like, so you can make your brain develop certain features, and we are all the time multitasking, so that makes us better at multitasking.
So there to the guy in Google who just got
Oh,
fired.
yes,
Who
that's-
said
that-
really
good point.
bad things about
Yeah.
women's brains.
he said genetically,
Take that.
we're not good enough.
What about moods? A man in a bad mood is like no other. Like, I mean, we may be more up and down, but I know in my house, when the men are in a bad mood, and that includes the little ones and the big ones, watch out. Whereas I think we can have an irritable day, perhaps more frequently, but you still cope through it, right? You don't shut down.
In the men's defense, I also think that we tend to, it comes out of nowhere. Like, you usually know why a man is moody.
That's true.
But
That's
for a
because you
wo-
hold it in
but
so
for,
long.
for a woman,
Oh, we give
it
signs.
just
We
all of
give
a sudden
signs.
we're just
Yeah.
gonna, well, at least with me, I'm one person in a moment. The next moment I'm someone else.
And weather it, because it'll get better. All right, well, the most expensive house in America is now on the market. And you probably won't be surprised to know it's in Beverly Hills, but you might be surprised to know which house it is. It is Jed Clampett's estate from Beverly Hillbillies.
Wow.
He
This-
really got a lot of oil.
Seriously, this was actually the house used for the exterior shots from the Clampett's mansion from the TV show in the 60s. It is 25,000 square feet. It is in LA's Bel Air neighborhood. Built in 1933, it's on 10 plus acres. It can be yours for $350 million. Linda, did you ever go by that?
I don't remember it. It looks like I would remember
That's
it.
what I thought. I've never even heard of it before, and I'm surprised none of
Yeah.
us have seen it
I lived there for
mentioned.
5
I've seen
years.
it on the show.
Right. But it actually
Yeah.
exists in that form. It's been owned by a sports agent for many years.
Wow. A sports agent?
$350
How much
million.
did he buy?
Yeah.
I wonder.
13 and a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a profit.
In the 70s.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
In the 70s. So
Wow.
if you can, go right ahead. All right, when we come back after our happy hour forecast, we're going to check out Urbanite Theater's latest play.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. We've had 2 straight days where we had late night showers and thunderstorms. Another one's starting to develop too, but maybe a little sooner. We have an area of disturbed weather to the east of the state. You can see it kind of rotating around just east of Orlando and Fort Pierce. keep an eye on that. It's going to increase our rain chances, it looks like as it heads off to the west. You can see spotty showers starting to develop. Some there just to the east of Bradenton, east of I-75, north of Venice right now. But notice the motion on these, pushing to the basically to the southwest. And we're starting to see some lightning near Parrish, just to the east of Parrish. And then to the north, some other bigger storms starting to develop too, near Gibsonton, Ruskin, and near St. Petersburg. All that pushing to the southwest. So we can anticipate scattered showers and storms through this evening. Franklin made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. Now that has been beat up by the mountains there, still producing a lot of heavy rainfall. We're watching 2 other areas. We'll have much more of that coming up at 5. See you then.
Urbanite Theater in downtown Sarasota specializes in small-scale, minimal productions. The shows are often by unknown playwrights, but the shows are powerful and intimate, and we have the artistic director, Brendan Reagan, with us right now. And this is an amazing place, Brendan. You've really got a gem there.
Thank you.
We are so excited, and of course you saw the play
I just saw it last night.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
called Pilgrims.
Correct.
Was it about Thanksgiving?
No.
No, not about Thanksgiving at all. And yeah, so Urbanite Theater, as you said, one of Sarasota's most intimate venues. We only have 60 to 70 seats, so all of the performances are amped up, I think, in emotional volume because you're so close to the performers. If you're in the front row, you're a foot or 2 away. You're as close as we are right now. The furthest you'll be away is less than 20 feet, so it's a really intimate, exciting environment.
So it impacts the show
Very
as
much
you're
so.
watching it.
Yes, I think the audience in some theaters can sort of disappear. They can disappear into the darkness. We can see every face. We can see every fidget, every gesture, every sigh, every gasp. It really informs the play in quite a interesting and exciting way.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, tell me about Pilgrims.
Sure thing. So Pilgrims is set in the future on a spaceship, and it's 2 people, unlikely cabin mates, who are on this spaceship setting sail to colonize a new planet. My character is a soldier. He thinks he's going to be staying alone in this room, and at the last minute, surprise, surprise, he's got a teenage girl as a roommate. So they're forced to deal with this. A lot of surprises, a lot of twists. It's a little bit sci-fi, it's a little bit mystery, and it's actually got a lot of comedy in it too.
So it's set in the future, it's science fiction. How does it relate to us today?
Oh, that's a good question. So even though it does take place on the spaceship, the main themes in this play are relationships, connecting with people, and a big theme that both of the main characters deal with is actually PTSD. So my character could have used that dog earlier today. He's actually dealing with some trauma from service, and that interrupts his ability to connect with people. The girl, it turns out, is also dealing with some sort of trauma. So all of that leads to a very interesting story about people that just happens to be on a spaceship. So if you're into sci-fi, you'll like it, and if you're not, I don't think that will be a deterrent at all. It's more so a play about people.
Well, if Stephanie needs to see it because she's got to deal with a teenage daughter, so you can learn how to deal with a teenage girl from
And I
his
may have
point of view.
PTSD from doing it.
It all comes back.
Yeah, and ours is a really rowdy one too. She's right out of the gate, shot from a cannon, won't stop talking, and not the person that I think I'm ready to spend 3 months with.
That sounds typical, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Let me ask you about the plays. How are these chosen? Because every show that Urbanite has done is edgy and fresh and unlike anything else. How do you pick? How do you know what's going to play well here?
You know, we're really lucky because we have a very adventurous audience, and our subscriber base is ready for something that they haven't seen before. So we're never tasked with picking plays that are you know, favorites or classics, because they know when they come to Urbanite, they're ready to see something they've never experienced. So we pick plays that are you know, written in the last 5 years. We find them at other similar theaters around the country. We like the off-Broadway black box theaters. We like the London pub-style theaters. We like the Chicago storefront-style theaters. All of these theaters in the major cities that are producing these bolder, more exciting, provocative works, we love those. So we're looking there, and we've got good relationships with playwrights and agents as well. So we always say we're theater for the HBO fan. So if you like something a little grittier, a little edgier, you'll probably love Urbanite.
And it's a big city kind of feel when
Yeah.
you're pulling from those markets, which is great to bring right here to the Suncoast.
Yeah, I like
Veronica
seeing
said she
things.
liked it.
Oh my God.
What did you
Yeah.
think? Critic,
So-
we've got a critic
and
here.
I'm
How
going
lucky.
to be very honest. So unless you break out in song and dance, I'm really not interested. But the first time I went to Urbanite, the acting, every show I've ever seen, I'm blown away. Because the very first time I saw you, it was in Lungs. I hated you. You had me hating you, your
Yeah.
character.
Right.
I mean, like, I had so many emotions. I cried, I laughed. Excellent acting. Excellent.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
we
we
got to
always-
get that in writing.
Yeah,
Put it
we
on
always
the
try to
playbill.
find the best actors
Good
from the
review.
big cities, New York, Chicago, LA. We bring in great talent to Sarasota.
Well, you can see Pilgrims. This is the Urbanite Theater now through September 10th, and you can go to their website for more information and for ticket prices. Okay, we're going to have the headliner from McCurdy's coming up next.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
And welcome back. We have a Suncoast newcomer to introduce today. It's comedian Aaron Kleiber's first time at McCurdy's Comedy Theater. And he is full of stories about his life, love, and his little ones. All right, welcome.
Hello. First I want to say, Florida, congrats. Your kids are back in school.
Oh, yeah,
Are you kidding me?
It's amazing.
What? I still have 20 days
You
with my
move
kids.
here just for this.
That's why I'm touring in August.
Absolutely, I get it.
In August I fill up and then I don't have to be at home. No, I want to be home with
You
my
have
kids.
how many kids?
I have 3 kids. Yeah.
Wow.
3 kids. You had, what did you say, 104 kids?
Well, I had 2, then I got 2 as stepkids, so we all grew up together.
Oh, wow, that's nice. And
it is now, they're all gone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, people always say, they're like, oh, you'll enjoy your kids, wait till they're teenagers, right? You have teenagers?
Yeah,
I am waiting. I'm waiting.
No.
I don't want teenagers.
Right.
Oh, and I don't want to drive a school bus either. What?
You want to skip over that?
Can we please have a memorial wall for school bus drivers?
Yes,
I know.
That is,
You're the bravest people I know.
I couldn't do it. I would give them one warning. I'd be like, we're going to school or we're going to Jesus. That's it. I couldn't do it. No way.
So
I can't drive my own.
This is your first time in Sarasota.
Yeah, it is. I've performed all over Florida, and finally, I'm here in Sarasota. And
so far?
I'm excited. It's an amazing club. It's a fun city. And, you know, I get to be miles away from my wife and kids for a little bit. That's good. I get to do nothing. I have nobody poking me in the eyes at 6 a.m. asking me how to Netflix. Daddy, you Netflix? No, I don't. I don't want to leave me alone. Yeah.
And you don't want to drive them to school either?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. They're enjoying, my wife and I, we bought a new house for our kids, 2 acres. They're running around. They're getting to know the woods and just getting ticks, whatever. We have deer ticks. You guys have deer ticks?
No, we don't.
No, we hear about them though.
Yeah, you never get to pick deer ticks out of a baby's hair? It's adorable. But they're becoming... Guys, today deer ticks.
We have sea lice.
Sea lice?
Yeah.
That sounds more horrifying. Are they like baby jellyfish?
No, they're like little flies that are usually around the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah,
they
but that's what we're dealing with. That's where our kids are running around our new little huge backyard, and they're having a blast, and you know. But I get to come here and I go on stage and complain about my wife and kids, and then they give me money, guys. It's the best. It's the best.
Does your wife know what you say in these shows?
She cashes all those checks very happily.
So she's willing to take the hit?
Yeah, I don't talk about my wife. She's amazing. My wife is amazing. She is home with 3 kids. My kid, I love my kids. I hate everyone else's kids. So I take my angst on everyone else's kids, and then I personify them on my own children.
At some point, they're going to know about this.
You have a dad-based podcast.
I do. I have a podcast called Grown Dad Business, where my friend and I, Jason Clark, he's a dad of teenagers, well, grown-ups. He has grown-ups, like 18 and 21. I have little kids, and so it's basically another thing where we can just complain about kids.
But no, someday they're going to hear this. What are you going to say to them?
But you know what? I'm at a point where, you know, I'm very positive about it and just silly. I'm not on stage like, these kids, and I bang their faces together. I'm not, you know, kind of, maybe sometimes. I don't know.
But I think other parents probably agree with you.
I think we all agree.
Yeah.
That's how we know.
You just say what we're thinking.
I just do it I do it on stage. I do it on a podcast, and you know, but we're not that mean. You know, we talk about other stuff like dad bods and, you know, donuts, and then dad bods again because we feel bad that we just ate a dozen donuts on a podcast, but whatever.
And you bought us no donuts.
Where are?
That's my addiction. I can't. I'm holding you guys accountable.
All right. Well, you can see Aaron this weekend at McCarty's Comedy Theater through August 13th. For tickets and information, just go to his website and get it. And coming up, we have a preview of Sarasota's opera season. We'll be right back.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful. That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have
a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with Chef Mark again from Finn's at Sharky's on the Pier. And Chef, you mentioned we're cooking tile fish. We don't hear a lot about that. What can you teach us?
Well, tile fish is a Gulf of Mexico. It's a deep water fish. Feeds primarily on crustaceans. So it's, say it's texture of a grouper. Everybody's familiar with grouper. But it's a much sweeter flavor to it, like a scallopy flavor to the fish. And it's a nice white fish.
All right, it sounds great. Can't wait to try it. We'll see you in a few. Linda?
The opera is often defined by its diva, the star soprano who sings the big, powerful songs that fill the concert hall. And for its fall and winter festival season, the Sarasota Opera will host not one, not two, but 5 star sopranos. Maestro Victor Dorenzi joins us to talk about all the talent that's coming in for the fall and winter shows. Wow, 5 divas.
That's it. We have 5 different operas, 1 in the fall and 4 in the winter, so we're ready.
Now, I understand that diva is not a negative term anymore.
No. And actually, pop music stole it from opera. Diva just means goddess. So it never really was a negative term.
Oh, okay. When people call me a diva, I thought I was being insulted.
Well, they do now because the implication is if you're a diva, you kind of think who you are. But, you know, a diva was a term just to define someone who was very good at what they did.
Oh, that sounds very good. Well, you've got 5 people who are very good at what they do.
Now, divo, which is what they sometimes call men, that's a little more...
That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Good to know. You guys always find a way to bring some of the top notch from all over the country. How did you get these 5 people to get here, or, you know, decide that they wanted to participate this season?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the operas we're doing and the situation that we give to singers. So there's a lot of rehearsal time. They get a lot. We don't just do 1 or 2 performances. Many opera companies only do a performance, but if you're in Manon Lescaut, there are 10 performances this year. So that has a lot to do with it. And we have a community that loves opera. You know, we really have this, and loves the arts. It's very different than most places in the world. I think if you count per capita how much art goes on in this city, I don't think any city in the world is like it.
Oh, now, Verdi's back.
No, yes, he is, but that's not Verdi. But that's last year's Love of Three Kings, and you're looking
I saw
at
that. I loved it.
You're looking at Liz Trident, who is the soprano in that, and will be singing Violetta in Verdi's back Traviata.
She's okay. Good. I knew she was in Verdi, so we're glad to have Elizabeth back. She's awesome. She's awesome. Now, Sandra Lopez is going to be here, right?
Sandra Lopez was in Dialogue of the Carmelites.
Yes.
She was one of our nuns, and she will be singing in Manon Lescaut, the lead role in Manon Lescaut.
That sounds awesome.
And this is a Sarasota Opera premiere, correct?
It is.
What can you tell us about the opera?
Well, it's by Puccini, who gave us Madame Butterfly and Bohème and all those many great operas.
Lesser known one, this one, I think.
It has become lesser known, but many people consider it his greatest opera. It's his first big success.
Oh, wow.
It is, we're doing 2 operas this year that we've never done that have been requested a lot, and one of them is Manon Lescaut. It's really romantic and beautiful, and it's really fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
Lisa Chavez.
Right, now here's a chance where your diva is not a soprano but a mezzo-soprano. So Lisa Chavez was also in Dialogue of the Car. There she is dying. She was the old prioress.
Yes. I interviewed her. She was really, really fun.
But she is here for a show that most everyone, even non-opera fans, will recognize.
Right, that's Carmen. That's good. You segued very well into, like, tell us what the opera is, please. She is Carmen in Carmen. So there's your chance where there are two female leads. The secondary lead is Micaela, who's a soprano, but the primary is the mezzo-soprano, who is Carmen.
And
that sounds like a great
Let me do a little marketing for you.
Go ahead.
Even if you're not an opera person, to me, Carmen is a show that absolutely anyone can walk in and enjoy because the storyline is familiar.
I'm sorry, not an opera person?
There might be viewers we have that are not familiar with opera. How about that?
If you haven't turned it off yet, then yes, Carmen would be good. Don't keep watching.
Keep watching. We've got you.
And Joanna Parisi's good too.
Yes, and we're doing Norma, which is the other opera that we've been asked to do many times. Joanna was our Madame Butterfly last year, and she was actually on your show.
She was.
Yes, she was amazing.
And it's a fantastic opera. It is a definitive opera. It is considered the hardest soprano role in the repertoire.
Wow, really?
Because you have to do everything. You have to sing high and low and loud and soft and fast, and you have to recite text, and you have to sing very beautiful lines, and then you get mad and almost kill your children. And it has that sense of Medea in it, but at the other time, Norma is a priestess and has had 2 children that no one in her community knows about because she's a virgin priestess.
Let me ask you this from a choosing point of view. What comes first, the choice of the opera or the choice of the diva? Do you know you have her so that you can do the opera?
Good question. With most operas, we pick the opera and then try to find someone. But with Norma, I've been waiting a while until I had someone I thought could do this. And so that's why we're doing it now. Because people say, why don't you do Norma? And I said, I need only one thing, Norma.
Right.
You know,
And there's one more.
Well,
and
what an honor.
one of our favorites, Cara Shea Thompson.
Right. Cara Shea Thompson, who has been with us many seasons, was sang Fidelio, and with us 2 seasons ago was the last thing she did. And she's coming back in an opera that has only been produced in America once in the last 110 years.
Oh.
Wow.
And that's called Tiefland. And it's we often do an opera that you can't see anyplace else in the country because they will come to Sarasota to see that opera. And while they're here, they'll see Carmen and they'll see everything. And that's Tosca in the background that she's singing.
Oh,
so we do one opera that one can't see, and that's Tiefland this year. It's a very romantic opera, and it's a kind of what we call verismo, which is real-life opera, but it's a German version of that.
Oh, this is going to be a great season.
I hope so. I'll let you know in April.
It sounds awesome. And tickets are on sale right now online. You can get them online, and they start being on sale at the box office on September 15th. And
First.
Going fast.
September 1st.
First, okay.
September 1st.
The first, so it's not long to wait now. Very good. And next, we're going to have good news from Goodwill.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A looming legal fight over a new education law. A 7th school district is now saying it will sue over the bill that gives charter schools more public tax money. Plus, the public invited to remember the good times with Snooty when the memorial open house will take place at the South Florida Museum. Get a check on the weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Scott. Some moisture moving in from the east right now. We're still on that little dry sector right over west central Florida, but this is a little disturbance to the east of the state, which may increase our rain chances down the road. Right now, limited activity, and it's moving to the south, basically. So a little change today as we're getting this northerly flow around that little disturbance right there. Some showers located right at Bee Ridge and I-75, stretching off down toward, again, Clark Road, more to the north of us. More in the forecast coming up at 5.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. Two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. We know very well here on the Suncoast View that the company of a canine companion can make many stressful life situations better. So Goodwill Minnesota is teaming up with the organization Paws and Warriors to link veterans with therapy dogs. Our guest host Veronica has today's good news from Goodwill, and she brought LaVon Bauer and her companion dog Oz with her. Welcome, LaVon and Oz, who suddenly got shy.
Yeah, a little stage fright.
Exactly. He's like, there's a lot of things here.
So calmly, and then all of a sudden you started talking.
I know. I must have scared him. So,
Stage
LaVon,
fright.
tell me about Paws and Warriors. What is it all about?
Oz and I visit hospitals and veterans doing pet therapy, and then we are helping veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injury who would like to adopt a rescue. Those that don't need a service dog but can get the benefits of pet therapy by adopting a companion animal. And then hopefully eventually some of them will become pet therapy teams and help their fellow veterans.
So it starts as a companion, and then the veteran can choose to work into a therapy program.
Yes.
Either one of you can answer this question. Let's just make sure everybody understands the difference between a companion animal and a service animal, because this is more of a companion situation.
Exactly. A service dog is trained to do a specific job, and they are covered under the American Disabilities Act because they are a working dog. A companion animal can become an emotional dog if you have a doctor's letter saying that you need that, and it does have some more protections. But a therapy dog or a companion dog doesn't have those protections, but you still get all the benefits.
So for anyone who's hearing this, you don't have to qualify for a service animal as a veteran to still be able to benefit from the Paws and Warriors program. I think that is amazing.
And I know this may be an obvious question, but why would a vet need a companion animal? Like, what would be the benefit?
Well, just being around animals does things to your body to make you heal, to make you feel happier. You don't feel alone. It can give sense of purpose. It can definitely disrupt thoughts of suicide, and that's a big part of what we're trying to do is help drop that suicide.
It's a buddy. Veronica, tell
This
us
guy
about...
only has one leg.
Or he's
Have we
missing
not
one.
noticed?
No, we haven't
He has
pointed that
one
out
leg
yet.
missing.
Tell us about Oz. First of all, the fact that he's I believe they call them tripods in the dog world. The fact that he's a tripod is totally doesn't bother him at all. I love the connection between, you know, him missing a limb and how that might make a veteran feel better if he would be dealing with any sort of disability, or she.
They're drawn to him instantly. There's that bond, that connection.
He can do anything.
Yeah,
and yes,
an amazing dog.
Steps, he's everywhere.
Yeah. All right, Veronica, I want to bring you into the conversation. Let's talk about Goodwill and Paws and Warriors. How did that partnership become one?
So, as you may know, Goodwill has one of the largest programs to help veterans reintegrate back into the civilian workforce. And one of the programs we provide is pet therapy, thanks to LaVon and Paws and Warriors. And from this, we've really seen a significant change in our veterans. And just like Levon said, it's really giving them that support. And many times, pet therapy dogs can go, if they have to go in front of a judge, you know, in this.
They can go to courtrooms, they can go to the vet hospital.
And it calms them. It calms them down, and they can really be more fluid in conversation, unlike myself right now.
Well, Levon, you actually bring the best news of all today, is that you are actually looking for veterans that might benefit from a companion animal. Tell me what Paws and Warriors is able to do for those in need.
Well, thanks to the partnership I have with Nate's Honor Rescue, they applied for a grant that we were awarded by Manatee Community Foundation. And we have funding right now for 40 veteran adoptions.
Wow.
That includes the dog crates, some training, some other goodies, and then cats as well.
So you are actually looking for people who could benefit, which is a wonderful position to be in. We are so appreciative of Paws and Warriors, Nate's Honor Animal Rescue, and Goodwill, of course, for the partnership. If you would like more information about the Veterans Companion Animal Program, you can check out the experiencegoodwill.org website for details. All right, coming up next, we're going to celebrate a milestone with ABC's View.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
Welcome back. Something fun to point out coming up Friday at 11 a.m. ABC's The View, you know, the one we blatantly copy and we're proud of it. They're going to air their first episode ever. The show premiered on August 11th, 1997. So this is their 20th anniversary show. So, of course, they're going back to the beginning. Look at the faces. Moderator Meredith Vieira, the co-hosts, and still there, Joy Behar, This was back with Star Jones. Bo Beth will remember that well because she did some time there.
Yes.
Debbie Matnapolis and Barbara Walters. Bo Beth, were you there in '97?
I was not there in '97, but I was there when
Star was there.
2002.
Okay.
So I was there in 2002. Star was there. Barbara was still there.
As a production assistant, is that right?
Yeah. Lisa Lang was there. And I can't remember who the other person was.
Well, that show is airing tomorrow, or rather Friday morning at 11 a.m. And just because we're talking about anniversaries and first shows, who remembers this? This is the promotion shoot out at the beach. I believe we were at Lido Key, am I right on that one? For our very first show. In the front, on the right-hand side, that's Regina Hopper, for those of you who remember. She was a permanent first host the first year that we did the show. And she is actually now back to working in Washington, D.C. and who is now running the show. Senior producer Joey Panic was a contributor. Oh, Joey. That was our very first show on the air that we took a fun selfie because Joey came on and did a segment.
Was here. I didn't remember that.
Our very first show, Joey, Michael Klauber, University Town Center had not opened yet. And we were doing a big preview with them about what was coming. That was all the buzz, remember?
Yeah,
we're getting a big mall, we're getting a big mall, and here we are 3 years later.
3 years later.
Yep, so happy to be here. Cheers to anniversaries.
Still eating and drinking.
We are ready to say cheers to Chef Mark with Fins in the kitchen. We're headed your way.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. You may want to ease off the gas pedal. A top official with the Florida Highway Patrol is telling troopers to write more tickets, what they were told about a quota. Plus, taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now, traffic is backed up on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota, both in the east and westbound lanes, but not looking too bad there, really. Let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. We're watching a trough of low pressure now along the east portion of the state of Florida. You can see this northerly push right now, north to south wind flow around this line of low pressure, and it looks like it's not going to develop into anything, but it will bring us a lot of moisture. In fact, some rain falling now along I-75 into Manatee County near Parrish, stretching southward, and then other showers near Osprey and heading toward Venice. They're spotty at best right now. They're moving to the south at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. More on the forecast at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, Tiger Woods cuts a deal for his DUI. We'll talk to our forensic science lawyer about why this is a good strategy and what you need to know about Florida DUI law. An iconic Broadway musical headed to the Oslo Rep this fall. We've got behind-the-scenes stories from New York about the casting of Evita. Plus the newest pet products, and Gold Rush Barbecue will be in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're in the kitchen right now with Chef Mark from Spins at Sharky's. And what are we making?
Today we're doing the golden tile fish, and we're going to pan sear it with a little of chive and lemon butter. We're going to serve it with a lemongrass couscous and some of our mango watermelon tropical salad.
All right, so how do we start?
Well, let's get started with the couscous.
Okay.
First, we're going to put some, I already have coconut milk in the blender here, so we're going to put in the lemongrass I've already chopped.
Oh, wow.
And for those of you that are not familiar, this is what the lemongrass looks like before you chop it up.
It smells amazing when it's
I have seen that
chopped.
in the store and didn't know what it was. I thought it was.
And then we have some shallots and garlic that's going to go in there.
Okay.
And then we'll put the lid on the blender.
Yeah, please. I'm going to hide because it's Bo Beth.
I think I screwed this up.
Probably.
There.
Here we go.
And just keep it going.
Why are you running?
Now, lemongrass is very fibrous, so it does need a good amount of blending. That should be good.
Are you afraid?
It's about, yes, I am afraid. How about that? Let's just leave it at that. I am.
All right.
Well, that's a hot pot. So you make sure the pot is extremely hot? Is that how
Well,
it works?
I get this electric stove. I have to give it some time to warm up.
Oh, okay.
So you want to bring this to a boil, and as soon as it starts to boil, we're going to add the couscous here.
Okay.
All right.
Which is similar to a pasta, but it's not exactly the same. It's made with semolina, and it's crushed instead of ground, and it's already pre-cooked. You actually just rehydrate it when you're
All right.
when
We'll
we do
watch
what
for
we
the
call
boil for
cooking.
you.
Now I'm going to get our tile fish started here.
Tile fish?
Golden tile.
Okay.
I
They look a little like chicken, actually.
Tastes like chicken.
Well, I hope it doesn't end up tasting like chicken.
It won't taste like chicken. So that's a pretty hefty amount of oil in there. They need a little submersion to get going.
Yeah.
And it is a stovetop fish.
Wow. Yep. It's excellent grilled also, but
Oh, it'll hold together on a grill?
Yeah.
Great.
normally the way I would grill this is I would baste it with a little butter or oil or whatever, put it on the grill, cook one side, and then when I flip it over, I put it in a pie pan and finish it in there so that you don't have to turn it twice on the grill because it is delicate.
Right.
All right, so while that cooks,
While that cooks.
This is my job.
Okay, we're going to do some fresh ginger here that's going to go in our tropical salad.
You always do it with a spoon.
Right, I have a kind of a cool way to do the ginger where you just take the spoon and you scrape.
You showed us
Well, like that.
before. All right, come on, Linda.
I can do it. Remember all these lumps on this ginger.
So our tropical salad has got the diced watermelon, diced mangoes. We're going to put some fresh herbs, some fresh mint, some fresh basil in there, along with a little bit of the fresh ginger and a little bit of chopped red onion also.
Oh, so we put all that in there?
Right.
Oh, dump it?
Dump away.
So go ahead and start dumping that in there.
Chef, it may take Linda a week to get this salad done with that ginger, though.
Oh,
Well,
I've already
you
got
know-
one in ready.
I have one piece already peeled, just, you know.
He might do that in 2 seconds. He knew this was coming.
Well,
Oh, that one up?
we're going to chop that one up.
Oh boy.
Okay. So total
So-
cooking time for the tilefish there, Chef? Maybe 2-3 minutes aside?
Yeah, about 3 minutes aside, so
Any hints
You
here?
can tell it's getting white though.
you're doing good there.
Okay.
What else?
And in there next, well, we have to chop up the onion and we have to chop up some herbs. You could just take some of this fresh mint right here and start peeling it off and just kind of rip the leaves up and throw them in there.
Oh, yum. I'll show you guys a picture. You're striving for this.
That'll make him tired thinking about it.
Well, so you have a couple, while they do all these things, tell us about some of the other dishes that you guys have here.
All right, well, I have one of our smoked ribeye steaks.
Wow.
One of the things at Finn's that, you know, we're started as a seafood restaurant at Sharky's primarily, but at Finn's we have the best steak in town.
I heard about that oven.
We have a charcoal burning Jasper oven. Burns about 800 to 1,000 degrees, mesquite charcoal.
And what's that do for something like a good ribeye?
Well, on this particular one, we smoke it in the morning. So I have some coals left over from the night before, put a little bit of wet wood in there in the morning, rub the whole ribeye down, and then we smoke it for about a half an hour. So it stays nice and cold in the middle, but it gets a smoked flavor on the outside.
That's amazing. I remember that Jasper oven is only at Finn's at Sharky's on the Pier. But of course, seafood, one of the specialties. Chef Mark preparing tilefish with couscous and a tropical salad for us today. Reminder too, renovations on the way at Sharky's. So actually Sharky's will be closed for renovations. You can see those dates on your screen in August until August 23rd. But Finn's remains open for both lunch and dinner. So you'll still be able to enjoy those gorgeous Venice Beach sunsets. Great to have you, Chef. Thanks for being here. Veronica, thank you. We enjoyed Paws and Warriors very much. And of course, we've always enjoyed being with you. Take some time, enjoy the rest of your day and the Suncoast view.